We're not running a charity here. Professor Alden Kessler's voice cut through the lecture hall like a blade. 700 seats, 200 students, one microphone. And every head turned the moment he said it, because in Kessler's class, a sentence like that wasn't a comment. It was a warning. He stood at the front of Briarcrest University's largest mathematics auditorium, silver hair neatly combed, suit pressed, chalk dust, clinging to one cuff like a badge of authority, 22 years of tenure, millions in grants, the kind of man who didn't ask permission. Kessler didn't teach. He decided who stayed and who disappeared. His eyes scanned the room, bored, dismissive, until they stopped. Row 17, far left. You, he said, pointing. The one in the hoodie, stand up. A chair scraped. Malik Rowe rose slowly. 19 years old, quiet, scholarship student. The kind professors barely remembered after class ended. Kessler smiled thinly. You've been hiding back there all semester, he said. No questions, no discussion, just enough work to stay afloat. A few students laughed nervously. Do you understand where you are, Mr. Rowe? Yes, sir. This is advanced number theory, Kessler continued. Not a remedial class, not a diversity showcase. This course separates future researchers from people who were never meant to be here. The room went still. And I'm curious, Kessler said calmly, how someone from your background ended up in this seat. Malik didn't respond. Kessler picked up a piece of chalk. Let's make this educational, he said. I'm going to write an equation, one that has defeated far better minds than yours. The chalk scratched against the board as symbols appeared. Complex, dense, purposefully cruel. This problem has ended careers, Kessler said. Brilliant people walked away from it. He turned back to Malik. You're going to solve it. A ripple of laughter spread through the hall. If you succeed, Kessler said, I'll personally recommend you for the Briarcrest Research Fellowship. Murmurs. That fellowship changed lives. If you fail, he added, you drop a full letter grade. No appeals. Silence. Come to the front, Kessler said. Let's see what you're really worth. Malik walked down the aisle. 200 eyes followed him. Every step felt heavier than the last. Kessler handed him the chalk. Their fingers brushed. You have 5 minutes, Kessler said into the microphone. Then quietly, only for Malik, you don't want to embarrass yourself? Time starts now. Malik turned to the board. And instead of panic, something else surfaced: recognition. Mini cliffhanger. Because Malik Rowe wasn't who Briarcrest thought he was. And Professor Alden Kessler had just written a mistake on the board that dated back more than 20 years. Comment. Where you're listening from, subscribe to Beat Stories. Let me tell you who Malik Rowe really was. Malik was 19, a sophomore, the youngest student in the room by more than a year. He worked nights at the campus mail center. He sent money home. He sat in the back row because he'd learned early that being seen came with consequences. In his neighborhood, being noticed meant being tested. In school, being labeled gifted meant being isolated. So Malik learned how to disappear in plain sight. Plus grades, clean work, no attention. That wasn't a lack of ability. It was survival. His mother taught him that when he was 11. Don't give them a reason, she said quietly. Not until you need to. Malik followed that rule perfectly. What nobody knew was that Malik had been solving mathematics far beyond this class since he was 14, not because of tutors, not because of programs, because of a box, a dusty cardboard box that lived in his grandmother's closet for years. The box belonged to his father, a man Malik barely remembered, a man who left when Malik was 6. All Malik had were fragments, a laugh, a smell of old books, and one sentence that stayed with him forever. Numbers don't flatter anybody, his father once said. They just tell the truth. His mother never spoke about him. His grandmother only said, your daddy was brilliant. Then she'd changed the subject for years. Malik assumed the story ended there. Until he found the box. He found it at 14 while searching for a winter coat. The tape was yellowed. The label faded. MRO, Briarcrest Math. Do not discard. Inside were notebooks. Dozens of them. Filled with equations, proofs, ideas Malik didn't understand at first. But he recognized the handwriting. That handwriting became his education. At 15, Malik learned to follow the logic. 8:16, he began recreating it. 8:17, he corrected it. Not because his father was wrong, but because the work was unfinished. By 18, Malik wasn't just studying math, he was continuing it, and scattered through those notebooks was a name. Alden Kessler, mini cliffhanger. Back in the lecture hall, Malik stared at the equation. 200 students watched. Kessler leaned back, enjoying the moment. The problem wasn't just hard. It was designed to humiliate. Malik's heart should have been racing. Instead, his mind went quiet. He'd seen this structure before. The symmetry, the trap, the exact notation. A memory flashed from his father's notebook. A margin note. Solved. Use inversion lemma. Malik lifted the chalk. Kessler chuckled. Go on, try. Malik wrote the first line. Then the second, then the third. It wasn't guessing. It was recall. Students leaned forward. The room shifted. Kessler straightened. Malik's method wasn't textbook. It wasn't taught. It was elegant. Sideways. Old 2 minutes passed. 3. Kessler moved closer. His expression tightening. At 4 minutes. Malik finished. He set the chalk down. Done. Silence. Kessler laughed once, sharp and forced. That's not possible, he said, staring at the board. But the solution was correct, complete, and worse. It was familiar. Kessler's face drained of color. Where did you learn that method? He asked quietly. My father, Malik said. Kessler flinched. What's his name? Marcus Rowe. For 1 second, Kessler's mask cracked recognition. Then it vanished. Class dismissed. Kessler said loudly. Everyone out. Students rushed out, whispering. Malik stayed. You'll hear from me, Kessler said coldly. 2 days later, Malik did. The email arrived at 3:18 p.m. Academic misconduct. Immediate meeting required. Cheating, expulsion, end of everything. Kessler sat behind his desk when Malik entered. Your solution was too fast, Kessler said. Too advanced for someone like you. I didn't cheat, Malik said. Kessler slid a paper across the desk. Formal complaint. You have 14 days to prove it, Kessler said, or you're done. I learned it from my father's notebooks, Kessler smiled. Convenient. A witness who can't speak. Malik stood. I'm not withdrawing. Then you'll learn the same lesson your father learned. Malik froze. What happened to him? Get out, Kessler snapped. As Malik walked down the hallway, one thought repeated in his head. Kessler wasn't angry. He was afraid. Mini cliffhanger. That night, Malik called his mother. When he said the name Alden Kessler, she started crying before he finished the sentence. Come home this weekend. Malik's mother's voice was barely holding together. There are things I should have told you a long time ago. The line went dead. Malik sat alone in his dorm room. His father's notebooks spread across the desk like pieces of a body finally laid out for identification. The name Alden Kessler appeared again and again in the margins, sometimes crossed out, sometimes circled, sometimes followed by a single word Malik had never fully understood as a kid. Stolen. That weekend, Malik drove 4 hours through rain and empty highways. When he walked into his childhood home, his mother was already sitting at the kitchen table. A cardboard box rested in front of her. The same box she had always said was nothing. She didn't look up. I thought if you never knew, she said quietly, you'd be safe. She opened the box. Inside were letters, old emails printed out, university documents, and one envelope with Briarcrest University letterhead. Malik recognized the signature immediately. Alden Kessler. The letter was dated February 2001. Following an investigation into academic misconduct, your enrollment at Briarcrest University is hereby terminated. His father's name was typed at the top. Marcus Rowe. Malik felt his chest tighten. Kessler was his advisor, his mother said. More than that, he had access to everything your father worked on. What happened? Malik asked. She swallowed. Your father solved something people said couldn't be solved. A breakthrough, the same equation you solved. Malik's hands began to shake. He was going to publish, she continued. And then Kessler published first. What? Your father accused him of stealing the work, she said. And Kessler accused him of plagiarism. The university believed the tenured professor, not the young black graduate student. No hearing, she whispered. No investigation, just destruction. Malik stared at the papers. How did Dad die? His mother closed her eyes. He tried to keep going, she said. But knowing his life's work had someone else's name on it broke him. He left a note. Said he was tired of fighting a system that had already decided. Malik understood. His father hadn't failed. He had been erased. And the man who erased him was still teaching, still powerful, still doing the same thing. I'm not walking away, Malik said. Please, his mother begged. Just transfer, protect yourself. My father walked away, Malik said softly. And it killed him. He stood. I'm finishing this. The next 2 weeks were brutal. Whispers followed Malik everywhere. That's the kid who cheated. He memorized something, affirmative action fraud. His study group stopped responding. Professors avoided eye contact. His supervisor at the mail center gave him extra shifts just in case. The hearing was scheduled for the day after Thanksgiving, when the campus would be empty, when no one would be watching. This wasn't a review. It was an execution. Mini cliffhanger. 3 nights before the hearing, Malik found the letter. It was hidden inside the oldest notebook, Sealed, yellowed, addressed simply to Malik, when you're ready. His father's handwriting. If you're reading this, the letter began. I'm probably gone. I'm sorry I couldn't protect what I made. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. Malik's vision blurred. They took my work. They took my name, but they couldn't take what's in you. The letter paused. When they come for you, don't disappear. Don't make my mistake fight, even when it hurts, even when you're alone. Malik folded the letter and made a decision. He organized every notebook, dated every page, cross-referenced every equation with Kessler's publications. The pattern was undeniable. Marcus Rowe's work came first. Kessler's career was built on it. But Malik knew evidence wasn't enough. He needed someone Kessler couldn't silence. He sent one email, Dr. Elaine Harper, Associate Professor, MIT, PhD, one of the few black faculty members at Briarcrest. She replied within an hour, "Come to my office now." Elaine Harper listened without interrupting. When Malik finished, she pointed to a photograph on her desk, a younger version of her, and beside her, a man Malik recognized instantly. "That's your father," she said. "He was the best mathematician in our cohort. You knew him." "I watched Kessler destroy him," she said quietly, "and I stayed silent." She pulled out a folder. "Your father filed a complaint in 2001, she said. "It was buried, but archives don't forget." She made a call, her former advisor, a legend, a mathematician whose word could end careers. Within 48 hours, a panel was assembled, 3 independent mathematicians, neutral ground, 1 chance, mini cliffhanger. The evaluation lasted 3 hours. Problems designed to expose fraud. Malik solved them calmly, elegantly, originally. When the panel finished reviewing, one man stayed behind, Dr. Samuel Trent. "I knew your father," he said, voice shaking, "and I knew Kessler stole his work." He handed Malik a sworn statement. "I won't stay silent again." The hearing room was cold. Kessler smiled when he entered. He stopped smiling when he saw the evidence. Harper spoke first, then the panel, then the confession. Finally, Malik stood. "My father was 22 when his life was taken from him," he said, "not by failure, but by theft." He looked directly at Kessler. "And you tried to do the same to me." The room was silent. The dean cleared his throat. "The charge against Malik Rowe is dismissed." Pause. "And an investigation into Professor Alden Kessler is opened effective immediately." Kessler didn't speak. For the first time in 22 years. He couldn't. 3 months later, his tenure was revoked. His papers retracted. His awards rescinded. Marcus Rowe was officially credited. A scholarship was created in his name. Malik published his first paper that spring dedicated to his father. A year later, Malik stood at the front of the same lecture hall teaching. In the back row, a quiet student sat alone. Malik noticed someone always does. And that's the thing about underestimating people. Eventually, they prove you wrong. All it takes is their moment. And when it comes, it changes everything. This has been Beat Stories. Justice isn't given, it's taken.